Where's Randy? How much time do I should go to? How long? 10, 15?
Yeah, but you can take a break anytime you like.
Yeah. Can we have questions if we want?
Sure.
How about this? Let's have questions. Let me put it another way. Is there, out of all the things I've said so far, is there anything not clear? You hurt my feelings. No, and let me say this way of talking. It's bearing witness, and it's endlessly evocative. See? And so, where are you at with this? Or what does it raise in you? Like, what about this or what about that? Because we're right at the edge of our own sincerity here together with this. So if you have anything, raise your hand and someone will come up with the microphone. And
here we go.
I believe you used the term mystical sobriety.
yes.
And I wondered what that is. What is mystical sobriety?
Yes, what is mystical sobriety? We did a series with Living School on mystical sobriety. This is my sense of, I'm not a friend of Bill Wilson myself, but Maureen was, and I used to go to open meetings with her sometimes, just be with her. And a lot of people that would come to my contemplative prayer group, they would come there as a long time recovering. It would be their 11th step to sit this way. And a lot of people I would see in therapy, too, were in recovery this way. So here's my sense of mystical sobriety. See, that each step of AA is so mystical, really, when you look at it. See, we have come to admit that we are powerless over alcohol, and our life has become unmanageable this way. So here's the insight of mystical sobriety. See, the thing about if you admit, you're admitted. You just have to admit. If you're not you're not admitted. See, if you don't admit, you might die. Why? Because the alcoholic in you doesn't care about you. That's why. But if you admit, not only can you live, you can be transformed, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of living these steps this way. So why is admitting that's so powerful, so hard to do? See, why is the denial of the addiction? Why is it so hard to admit? And I think here's what's so intimate about it. See, what do you do if the very thing that gets you through your day is the very thing that's destroying you? And you've tried to stop over and over again, and you can't stop. Therefore, to admit that you're powerless over it is despair. Your denial is actually survival, because to admit is it's over for me if I admit. See? But what if there's another way? What if there's a power greater than myself that can achieve in me what I'm powerless to achieve? See? This way. And that's the beginning. But the next step is this. You have to hand yourself over to the care of the higher power this way. The person in recovery says to their higher power, I don't know who you are, but I do know who you are. You're the one who saved my life. And I don't know who I am, but I do know because I'm the one you saved this way. It's a deep faith. It's a deep, vibrant, living faith this way. And so each step of then to make a fearless inventory of your life. And what's a fearless inventory? First, you have to understand what a fearful inventory is. What's a fearful inventory? You already know enough bad things about yourself. Who knows what else is back there? See, I already have enough things to be ashamed about. See? And that's a fearful inventory. But what if it goes this way? What if no matter what else there is back there, what if no matter what else in your brokenness, what if God sees it through and through and through and through, and is infinitely in love with you, is precious in the midst of your wayward ways? This is the parable of the prodigal son. The prodigal son goes running off and just makes a fool of himself, really lost. And he's coming back home, memorizing his lines so he can talk his father into letting him live maybe behind the garage somewhere. And the father doesn't even wait till he gets to the mansion. He runs out, puts the ring on his finger. He's already started the feast. My son is home. See, I don't care this way. I just don't care. And so there's the kind of irrelevancy of the brokenness in the face of. Here's another interesting thing about to be with someone who really loves you, and you really love them, is they let me put it another way. Yes, they see your brokenness because it's obvious, because they live with you every day. And it is broken. There's a brokenness that hurts. But they see through the brokenness to the preciousness of who you are in the brokenness this way. And you can see that you're seen this way. And they help you see yourself. It actually reestablishes your commitment to do your best to get past the brokenness. It's not a license for bad behavior. There's a moral imperative. But you do it on an inner peace, not dependent on the outcome of your ability to do it. This is why I say it in the Merton talks. To imagine you have a violent temper. You worked on it your whole life. And you're in the hospital, you're in the hospice, you're dying. And your last act on this earth is you throw a bedpan and then you die. This is regrettable. When you could have hit somebody, you were hoping for a better exit. But the real issue is this. Did you throw it? You felt bad that you threw it. But you know that God's infinitely in love with people who throw bedpans. God's infinitely in love with people who don't. And if you would die that way, and you'd be canonized, and there'd be like a huge shrine, your tombstone would be shaped like a huge bedpan. And people would come and light a candle. And we're all in this together, aren't we? Sure. Anyone else with anything?